My name is Ray Stewart. I'm Vice President of Operations for Everlast Sporting Goods Manufacturing. I've been here for 23 years. Everlast, the brand is the preeminent brand in the fight sports industry. This facility, we're responsible for all the domestic production and manufacturing and warehouse distribution. Some of the issues I see for challenging leadership, not only in this area, but everywhere that anybody I talk to in leadership, it's probably dealing with changes in culture. For example, here we employ people from the silent generation all the way to Gen Z. That becomes challenging because the expectations are different from cohort to cohort. What one generation thinks is the correct work environment or work method is entirely different. So trying to bring all those together and making those work together can be difficult. Leadership development today, I think, is one of those continuous improvement strategies that you have to have just to be able to keep up with the multiple, cultures that they have to deal with in the workplace today. And I think that's, something that companies have to strategically plan for way in advance. The concept of valuing people, I think, is not really new from my perspective. I've read the articles, I've read the the surveys that are out there that say, 1 to 5, at what level does recognition come into play? And it's always 1, 2, or 3. The engagement level of the workshops that I went to, and I did go to every one of them, it was pretty high, I think, for several reasons. One, I think the speaker, the enthusiasm and the way it was presented helped a lot, kept people's attention, and the fact that the topics that you were presenting, you had to also keep up with on the handouts that you had. So for me, for example, it kept me on my toes because I had to fill in the blanks and I'd make sure I caught that information at the right time. The engagement, I think, was highlighted when we did the participation with the other people that were at the workshop. Not only did you get immediate feedback for the topic that we were discussing, but it also kind of made it fun. And I think getting somebody else's opinion or insight into what their takeaway was, that helped me understand better what the topic that was being discussed was about. The reason I would actually recommend the workshops to other groups, I think there's some very good tools in it to help manage their business, not only their supervisors, but for the leaders themselves. My takeaway on this was, there are several good tools there that I've actually started using already. The 5-aspect test, and I think there's a much broader use of that in the future for us. Not only that, there's a lot of these things that I can internalize myself and help me to manage better.